Guys, Big Nick here again. This is three of my first three videos. I've already uploaded one. I will be uploading this one and the one I just did, my worst. But this is my unrated comic book movies. They're not great, but you can still have a fun time with them. Some do the Justice characters, some need to do it again, some are in dire need of a sequel. But these are ones that are underrated, don't get the love they deserve. And I like them, in my opinion. Some of them, some have them on their worst, but I don't. Starting at number 10, really, really underrated. Didn't get the love it deserved when it came out in 2012 in the theaters. But of course, it wasn't marketed very well. But the new version of Dredd with Karl Urban. Thank you for this. After the Stallone debacle, this was a breath of fresh freaking air. Oh, I love this movie. Dredd freaking Karl Urban didn't take the helmet off. That's Dredd. He never removes that helmet. And Karl Urban, even without the helmet, if he would have took the helmet off, wouldn't have been the same. He is just perfect. It was like he was born to play Dredd. I am so praying they get the sequel, the TV show that there's rumored of that might be on Netflix. Because we need a sequel to this. This is awesome. I know a lot of people have this on their best comic book lists, and I don't blame them. It's really good. It just has not got the love it deserves. But check out Dredd. It's amazing. Next one, I know there's a lot of hate for this movie. A year it came out, there was some big comic book movies, and I know this one doesn't get the love it deserves. I love it. It's not my favorite Spider-Man, but it's still enjoyable. The Amazing Spider-Man 2, really good. It's good. It doesn't get the love it deserves. Jamie Foxx, I thought was, not the Electro we deserved, but he was pretty good. Dane DeHaan did alright for what he had to work with for the Green Goblin, Harry storyline. There's some great action scenes. Spoiler alert, the last scene with him versus Goblin trying to save Gwen Stacy and ends up breaking the back just like in the comic books. Oh, beautifully well done scene. Amazingly shot. I mean, you were involved. You were tension high. Ugh. I can't go wrong with this. I really can't. It's a really good movie. Not as good as some of the other ones. Not as good as the first one. First one I considered the second best Spider-Man movie. Maybe close underneath one. But Andrew Garfield, he doesn't get the love he deserved. He was really good as Spider-Man in the two he's in. I just wish they would continue the story. It's sad they leave you on a cliffhanger, but I'm excited to see where they go with Homecoming. So, Spider-Man 2, amazing one. It's good. Just watch it again. Rewatch it. It's got rewatchable value to where you find something you'll like. Alright, next. Another underrated movie. I showed this box set before, but I have to mention Superman Returns. Superman Returns does not get the love it deserves. At all. And it does not get the love that it should. I mean, look where we are now. We got a moody, boring, soulless Superman and two debacle comic book movies. I'm not even going to get into on Batman vs. Superman. I've done enough arguing with that. I can't stand it. Civil War's so much better and not a disappointment like Batman vs. Superman. But Superman Returns does not get the love it deserves. And Kevin Spacey, he knocked it out of the park. That is what Lex Luthor is supposed to be, not this Jesse Eisenberg. Him and Gene Hackman are still the two best Lex Luthors ever. I don't know if anybody can be as good as them. But Superman Returns really doesn't get the love it deserves. Moving on. I don't have this one. I will have this movie in my underrated. But it's Sin City 2, A Dame to Kill For. It doesn't get the love it deserves like the first one. I mean, it's not as good as the first one. But it's still enjoyable. And I could be proud when I buy this on DVD, Blu-ray. to put it next to the first one because it's still a great way to continue on and follow Marv, Nancy, Dwight, even though he's played by Josh Brolin in this, and Josh Brolin did a good job taking over for Clive Owen because Clive Owen had scheduling conflicts. He did a good job taking over, and Eva Green stole the show. I mean, shoot, I would kill people if she was my girlfriend. I'm not a violent person, but for her, oh, and I'll get to her again here coming up on my next underrated movie. But Sin City: A Dame to Kill For just does not get the love it deserves. Next, another movie based off of a Frank Miller comic. It's a sequel in the same time frame as its first one, but it doesn't get the love. It's not as good as 300, but I gotta give it to 300 Rise of Empire. The action is awesome. Story-wise is good. I'm happy to put this next to 300. The 3D was awesome in theaters and in movies. Even at home, it's awesome in 3D. Check it out in 3D. But Eva Green is so brutal and awesome in this movie. She's amazing. I think, personally, this is still one of her... This, Dame to Kill For, and Casino Royale are my top 3 Eva Green movies. Because she's awesome in this one. And brutal, she'd be my general if I was Xerxes. Oh, yeah. Next, Priest. I didn't see this in theaters. I caught it when I read it. Loved it. It's in dire need of a sequel. This movie's cool. Paul Bentley, awesome. Maggie Q is awesome. Even James, he was James in Twilight, but the guy who played him, he's awesome in this one too. And it's got Stephen Moyer in the beginning from True Blood, love him. But yeah, it's so in dire need of a sequel. Check out Priest. It's really underrated for a comic book movie. It's really cool. And the fight scenes, the vampires, these are vampires, not that sparkly stuff. My number 3, underrated, I watched this as a kid, loved it as a kid, still love it, still holds up, The Shadow with Alec Baldwin. Why this movie doesn't get the respect and love it deserves, it's a really good movie. The visual effects for what they are, I know at one point John Carpenter was attached to direct this, but didn't fluent. Sam Raimi was attached to it. I don't know who directed this, but he did really good at directing it. This one, too, is in dire need of a sequel and doesn't get the love it deserves. It really does need the love. But check out The Shadow. Still holds up. Really good. My third underrated comic book movie is Spawn. The visual effects in this, top-notch. If they did a sequel today, the visual effects on this would just blow everything to water. If they could, what they did there was amazing what they've done. I mean, I'm surprised it didn't win the Oscar that year. But Spawn, I mean, come on. This cheerleading scene with John Leguizamo, you can't tell me you did not laugh at that scene. Freaking hilarious. John Leguizamo's performance in this, gold. This one really does not get the love that it deserves. Check out Spawn once in a while. It needs the love. Number 2 I don't have yet, but I will have this in my collection on Blu-ray, and that is The Phantom with Billy Zane. If you like the Indiana Jones pulp adventure movies like that, like The Mummy, I could say considered with it, check out The Phantom with Billy Zane. It's on Netflix. It's a good time, and Treat Williams is eating up the scenery, just having a blast with his character. I mean, wow. His character's funny. I love Alexander Drax in it. It really doesn't get the deserve. And Christy Swanson and Catherine Zeta-Jones is in it. And they're not too snappy to look at, so just check them out. It doesn't get the love it deserves. It's on Netflix, I'm going to be buying it on Blu-ray here because it's only $10 at Amazon. Just give it a whirl. But my number 1 underrated movie, and it's from Zack Snyder, who did Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman, which I really thought were disappointments. But this one, I don't know why everybody thought it was a disappointment. I feel the love that Zack Snyder did for this movie. He was invested. He had passion with this, unlike the DC ones he's doing. But Watchmen. Where's the love for Watchmen, people? Come on. Watchmen is great. It's still the second best adaptation of a graphic novel, second to Sin City, in my opinion. This is just my opinion. But Watchmen. And I have the ultimate cut, 3-hour edition of it. And I'm like, 3 hours of amazing. Was worth it. So, I mean, I know people are complaining, where's the giant squid in the end? I'm like, I like the ending to this better than the graphic novel ending with the giant squid, personally. I like this. Zack Snyder needs to find his passion like he did with this in 300 and make a decent comic graphic novel movie again, because he's dropping the ball on his DC stuff. And, I mean, come on. Well, that's it. I did my first 3 videos. I'm going to be uploading more, don't worry. I'll probably do a video review of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadow I just saw. That was really good. And brought a lot of stuff from the kids. I'll probably do a review on The Conjuring 2 when I go see it, because I would really like the first Conjuring. I'm excited to see the second one. It looks really good. And then I got Independence Day 2 coming up. That looks really good. In Central Intelligence with The Rock. I love The Rock. So, I'll be putting out a video on that eventually. Warcraft, I'm probably going to go see Warcraft, hopefully, sometime. I don't know when, but I'll go see Warcraft. Now You See Me 2. Really like the first Now You See Me. I'm excited to see where they go. And it's got Daniel Radcliffe playing Daniel Radcliffe, so that looks pretty funny. So, that's it for my first 3. I'll post more, and I'll keep you updated. Put your comments below and let me know what you think of these.